What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Duke and Dutch Show. We have to talk about South Park today and the very long-awaited season 27 that has been about 2 years in the making. Now, there's a lot of people who are very, very happy about this episode, and there's a lot of people who are not so happy. And me, as a MAGA fan, as a Trump supporter, I'm kind of I would say I'm somewhere in the middle. I really think so. But obviously, everyone he said with the Sky merger that was going to happen, with CBS was now selling itself off, with the cancellation of Stephen Colbert because he wasn't making any money. This kind of flies in the face of that because they've now, Matt Stone and Trey Parker have been offered $1.5 billion for another 5 years of South Park, which is fantastic for them. But there's a lot of people who are not super happy about how they made fun of Trump, which, listen,
I get the comedy, and I get they definitely have their moments. I've said to you off screen that I don't watch them as much as I used to, but they definitely have their moments of comedy.
They say they're not as culturally relevant anymore as they used to be, which I don't know. I don't know how true that is because the official White House account responded to the South Park episode. So I would say they're still pretty relevant for that. And I obviously think that there's a lot of things that Donald Trump should be lambasted and made fun of for. Even if I still like the guy, nobody is beyond criticism.
Yeah, like we've talked about, he definitely deserves some critique for some of his maneuvers as of lately.
100%. So I'm going to play a little clip here. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted for it. It's pretty bad quality, so I hope we don't, but I'm not going to play the whole thing, but just so we get a taste.
Clips, you gotta get a little clip action.
He said he's suing us for $5 billion.
You don't say. Oh no.
I'm not in the mood right now. Another random bitch commented on my Instagram that you're on the Epstein list.
Man, Milana's looking pretty rough.
Are you on the list or not? It's weird that whenever it comes up, you just tell everyone to relax.
I'm not telling everyone to relax. Relax, guys.
No, I need counseling.
All right, I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but this is the major thing that I know the people who are really on the MAGA side are, we're not really upset. They're kind of upset. They're kind of melting down. Listen, Trump is, and I like Trump. I'm a fan of Trump. He's not beyond criticism though. I don't really care how they parody him in South Park. Personally, for me, doesn't really matter. I think some of the jokes landed. I think obviously there's a whole thing about him suing South Park, which is hilarious because everyone knows Trump is very litigious. Yeah. And there's a couple mentioning, obviously, bringing up the Epstein list. I think that's fine as well because obviously now nobody cares about the Epstein list, but obviously most of America, I think that's a nonpartisan issue. I think whether you're a Democrat or
no matter what is said, I definitely think we have not forgotten. We have not forgotten about the Epstein.
I think most people care. I think maybe people are doing it for different reasons, but I think whether you identify as a Democrat or a Republican, Libertarian, Green Party, whatever, I think most people do care about pedophiles in our government. That's just how I feel.
Pedophilia going unpunished, I think, is the bigger issue, specifically with the quote-unquote elites in political power.
And like I said, there's a couple of jokes I think didn't land. I think they're weak. It's like making fun of Trump for having a small dick. I can't verify if that is true or not. I don't know, nor do I care. Most people
jokes about penis size don't really could care less about that.
But it's South Park. It's crass. It's crass. So if they want to do that, I think it's very low hanging fruit. I think it's not the hey, but they can do whatever they want. And for all the people who are going to say, oh, well, they don't criticize both sides, they didn't criticize Joe Biden, I just want to remind people that at least for the second half of Joe Biden's presidency, South Park has been in litigation between Comedy Central and Paramount Plus because they've been doing the specials on one side, they've been doing the episodes on another side. So, I don't know. I have no idea. And everyone's, oh, they didn't criticize Kamala Harris. The show wasn't running during that time, so even if they wanted to parody
they definitely criticized the Clintons. I mean, they've definitely done stuff.
They criticized the Clintons very heavily, and Bill and Hillary as well. They've criticized her as well for just being kind of stupid. Yeah, I think that was back in season 20.
Just for them being themselves.
So, So Gator Gar here, I don't know who this is, but I like his profile picture, is going to respond to Jeremy, obviously D-Day Cobra from, a very successful YouTube account. The conservative meltdown over South Park making fun of Trump is funnier than the actual episode. Matt and Trey are legends. Anyone crying about them going after Trump shouldn't be taken seriously, and I agree with that.
Yeah. Just like anyone who always complains about them going after whatever, it's my favorite actor, actress, whatever. But come on,
Well,
nobody's nobody's immune from satire. Everyone can be made fun of.
So what they're saying is, I follow a lot of conservative accounts. Haven't seen anyone complain about South Park yet. Well, I'm here to disprove that and say that's not true. We have Tim Pool here, who I wouldn't say, people are saying he's molding. I wouldn't say he's molding, but he's definitely a little bit butthurt about it. I've seen the quartering. He's a little upset by it too. Well, they didn't make fella Kamala Harris the same way. Kamala Harris really was only relevant for 107 days, and they weren't on at that time. So I'd forgive them for that. They didn't make fun of Joe Biden either. But again, they were in litigation during that. And
and that's a big thing, they can only do what they can do. If they're in the middle of something like that, yeah.
And you could even make the argument, maybe they're more left-leaning than right-leaning. I don't know. But it's their show. They can do what they want. Trump, obviously, they have memed Trump. He's now his own character, or now he's Saddam Hussein. He's not his own character yet, because that's the insinuation with obviously the whole sleeping with the devil. Now he's Saddam Hussein, but before he was Mr. Garrison. So Trump is still, maybe he'll be given his own character one day. We'll see. But let's see what Mr. Tim Pool has to say here.
Here's my bet. Colbert gets canceled because they were spending $40-50 million a year on anti-Trump commentary.
True.
But this straight-laced goody two-shoes BS does not work. They've been talking about how they need a liberal Joe Rogan forever. I'm willing to bet that these prominent liberal billionaires...
Their liberal Joe Rogan was Joe Rogan at one point. Just not... Joe Rogan's not a conservative either. I think he's just kind of like centrist now. So
there's in corporate types who are like, listen, why do people like Joe? Because he's edgy. He's off the cuff. He'll say things you're not allowed to say. How do we do this? Well, Colbert ain't it. Colbert is straight-laced and boring. It's on the nose. The South Park guys, $300 million per year they got in this deal.
Wow. Which is fantastic for them.
And also, if you could, also, he sold out a long time ago, and he's a coward.
Oh yeah, Stephen Colbert, yeah. Which, I mean, listen, if I'm not a head of a major company, I don't know if I would pay that much for it, but obviously people are fighting over South Park. They think it's worth it. And obviously, we're going to bring this up in a later clip.
It gets the ratings.
Say that
it's not really what it comes down to.
It's not culturally relevant anymore. But I would say South Park is a lot more relevant than like The Simpsons or Family Guy or any other adult type of animation that's still going on of its same variety or of its same. I don't know anybody who watches. Nobody cares when a new Family Guy episode comes out or a new Simpsons episode comes out. It's just kind of whatever. It's noise. South Park,
you know me, I'm a numbers guy.
Is still relevant.
Ratings speak for themselves.
Yeah. And obviously, if they're going to give them a $1.5 billion deal, I mean that's pretty damn big.
How does something like that happen? Here's my vision. They go to Matt and Trey and they say, "We want you to go full-time South Park, mock Donald Trump, make him look bad." And they went, why? And they were like, "We will pay you a lot of money." What's a lot of money?
You don't like speculation, right? This is a lot of speculation on Tim Pool's part.
That is quite a bit of speculation.
It's a lot of speculation. They might. I mean, they've made fun of Trump before. They might have an axe to grind with Trump.
I was gonna say. I mean, what would you call the whole Garrison shtick? They were definitely going hard on Trump. Yeah.
I'm just gonna point this out here. And this is a little irrelevant, but I'll wrap back up. But you know how much of a fan I am of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Oh yeah,
you know that. Time. And the last season of South Park, season 26, they did an episode of the Worldwide Privacy Story. They lambasted them. And I see all over Twitter, because I follow a lot of these accounts, and I do love making fun of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They're going to make another South Park episode. They're going to make fun of it again. And I'm just like, I just really don't think so. And they could, but it was relevant at one point. It's not relevant anymore. I just don't think they're going to care about it. Actually, they just came out and they said the trailer that we played, and we talked about South Park a week or two ago. the trailer they play with Diddy chasing people around with all the planes crashing, they said that's just a trailer. That's not in any of our episodes, because South Park moves to the point of being relevant or not within like, a week or two of the episodes coming out.
And definitely Diddy is no longer relevant.
And you
is gone.
can see that with this episode too. They mentioned Colbert getting fired. So it's like, this is, they make these things, it takes them about a week or something to that effect, but they want to be relevant to what's happening at the time. So everyone's like, they're going to make another episode of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It's like, that's a wish list episode.
I am definitely not an expert whatsoever in South Park, but I would definitely know a decent amount to say that very rarely do they retouch on a topic. Every once in a while they might have a character that has a certain shtick, has a certain persona, stuff like that. They'll come back, like Al Gore will come back for Man Bear Pig here and there. They'll have a Man Bear Pig episode like once every season or something like that. Something stupid. But very rarely do they go after a certain topic over and over and over.
No, they
multiple
don't.
Episodes,
it's
multiple seasons.
It's not relevant. Exactly. It's not relevant, and it's like, and that's why I say everybody's like, we're wishing for another Prince Harry Meghan Markle episode. I mean, it's
like a fan casting. Yeah.
I'm not saying it couldn't happen in the future, but right now it's like, no, it just won't. They make fun of people
unless they truly became relevant again in the media, like for something bigger than what they currently are. They're relevant for stupid stuff, not basically just the same stupid stuff over and over again.
And that's the thing. Trump is, obviously, Trump is the biggest celebrity, I believe, in the world. So
right now, for sure,
he's not beyond reproach. He's not beyond criticism, and I think anybody who kind of accepts that they're kind of crazy.
One way or another, he's in the news practically every day.
And I voted for him, and I like a lot of things he does, but obviously he's not beyond criticism. He's not beyond reproach. He's not beyond comedy.
Satire. He's not beyond satire.
Nope,
yeah,
definitely not.
We will give you 30 million a year. We don't need 30 million a year. 50 million a year. Guys, we're rich. We don't need 50 million a year. Okay. 100 million a year. Like, honestly, what am I going to do with that? How about we give you 1.5 billion over 5 years? And then Matt and Trey were like, really? I imagine they were like, what do you want to do it? We want shock content that mocks Trump. I don't know, give me $1 billion. Done. And they gave him $1 billion. I don't know about that. Now, I don't know if that's actually what happened, but it seems...
No, you don't know if that's... I think this is such cope. Like, it just really is such... It's like he's... And,
trying to put rationality to
he's huffing copium, man. He's like, he's huffing copium. It's like, you have no clue if that's what happened or not. No. And yet you're going to say that this is how they got bought. Listen, I think Matt and Trey, listen, they do lambast the left. They do lambast the right. Do I think they lean a bit one way? Do I think you can identify in that in their content? Yeah, I definitely do. I think that's probable because I've seen their content. I know they're not as harsh on Obama. They obviously skipped over the whole Biden thing. But you're just huffing copium, man. I mean, it's pure cope. And now culture crave.
I mean, let's just call it what it is, too. I mean, Trump is newsworthy. Like he is,
of course, yeah.
He is like he puts stories out there for you to satire about. You know what I mean? Like he is material. The guy's news. The guy's popular. One way or another, good or bad.
The White House says South Park is not relevant, is hanging on by a thread, and is a fourth-rate show. This comes after Paramount just paid $1.5 billion to get the streaming rights, and for them to do 5 seasons, which they're going to get paid, an average of $300 million a year to do that. And listen, Trey Parker and Matt Stone... They are not, I don't think they're out there scrounging for change. I don't think they need the money. And if they want to make fun of Trump, and that's fine. They can do that. And Trump, obviously, he's not above reproach, like I said. But I think it's so funny. Everyone's huffing copium and being like, they're not relevant anymore. Well, the White House official response is to say that they are not relevant anymore, which is only going to make them more relevant.
Yeah.
The left's hypocrisy truly has no end. For years, they have come after South Park for what they labeled as offensive content, but suddenly they are praising the show. Just like the creators of South Park, the left has no authentic or original content, which is why their popularity continues to hit record lows. This show hasn't been relevant for over 20 years and is hanging on by a thread with uninspired ideas in a desperate attempt for attention. President Trump has delivered on more promises in just 6 months than any other president in our country's history, and no fourth-rate show can derail President Trump's hot streak. The better response would have just been not to respond at all. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if you respond, it's relevant. It's really
if you want to act like you're above it, just don't respond to it.
Yeah, ignore it.
And like I said, I watched the episode. I think some of it landed. I think the stuff with Butters and Cartman, I think it was funny. I think some of the jokes with Trump landed. Obviously, he's litigious. He wants to sue people. I think that was funny.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think obviously going after him for having a tiny dong. I can't confirm or deny that. But I think that's kind of like low hanging fruit. But it's South Park, so what does it matter? You're the president. You got back in there. You're gonna have to deal with a little bit of criticism. And for all the people who are crying, oh, he would never go after Kamala that way. Kamala's not relevant. Nobody would care if there was a Kamala episode. It'd be unimportant. So I don't care if Trey Parker or Matt Stone they lean left.
It'd be really
right.
talk about low hanging fruit.
I just don't.
An episode on Kamala would be very easy.
Well, it wouldn't be. Well, one, it would have been good a year ago. It wouldn't be relevant now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be relevant now.
They're allowed to do whatever they want. It's their show. They're making $1.5 billion.
It's the same thing. I almost say like every segment now at this point. It's like they're a private business. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's economics 101, man. They can do whatever they want.
They're beholden to the CBS network.
Yes.
Which is very
true, too.
Colbert was the guy, go fuck yourself. Trump screwed me over. Trump lost me my show. Apparently not, because people on your same network just came out and just completely roasted Trump.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
Showing his tiny genitals.
And then they get a $1.5 billion fucking deal.
Their words. His tiny genitals, and he's in bed with the devil. And apparently, they're fine.
They're still on.
So
yep, they're fine.
It's just like I think honestly,
it throws Colbert's argument right out.
I don't think they meant. I don't think they did that at all. I don't think they really thought about Colbert too much when they were doing this, but it really does kind of make it pathetic. So I just want to. This is a response.
An interesting comparison for sure.
We're terribly sorry. South Park creators responded with humor to White House anger over naked Donald Trump. Speaking at Comic-Con on Thursday, Trey Parker and Matt Stone revealed they spent days negotiating with producers to show the U.S. president's genitals, which is
like we really need to play this clip. Like I don't think it's necessarily a funny clip or like a funny segment of showing his genitals, but at the same time, like the fact that they really fought for it, I think that's kind of funny. That they really fought for that specific segment.
South Park co-creator Trey Parker had the briefest of responses on Thursday to anger from the White House over the latest season premiere, which showed a naked Donald Trump in bed with Satan. We're terribly sorry, Parker said, followed by a long deadpan comic stare. Parker was asked for his reaction to the fracas on the stage at San Diego's Comic-Con International at the beginning of an animation panel that also included his South Park partner Matt Stone. Beavis and Butthead creator Mike Judge. Oh, hey, shout out to him. Mm-hmm. New King of the Hill's coming out. I'm hoping it's going to be good. Yeah. We'll see. And
man, I really hope so too. Yeah.
Actor Andy Samberg, who co-created the animated Dig Man. I don't know what that is. Earlier in the day, the White House issued a statement on the 27th season premiere episode, which aired Wednesday night. Unlike other characters in the animated show, Trump is depicted as an actual photo of the U.S. president on an animated body, which is pretty rare. I think they've only done that with Saddam Hussein and Mel Gibson. Maybe Hitler. I don't know. There's only a couple people have ever got that type of prestige on South Park.
You know what this I'm sorry article kind of it gave me a flashback of a part of South Park, one of their previous segments. Do you recall BP and their whole thing on South Park? I'm sorry for the oil spills.
Yeah, the oil spill. Yeah,
we're sorry. We won't do it again. Sorry.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that was I think it was during the Coon and Friends episodes, which is
yep.
I don't think it was as good as the original Coon episode, but don't clip me, please. Yeah, but
definitely some interesting series. Yeah, wasn't too low hanging fruit there. That was some good.
I'm not gonna go into this whole thing. It's just I've seen people melt down, or people are trying to cope, or like Tim Pool here, which I like Tim Pool. Don't get me wrong, but you're just huffing. I mean, you're just assuming things about these people that you shouldn't. Yeah, you're huffing copium.
That's literally borderline conspiracy theory.
Exactly.
And not the type that we talk about where it's 6 months difference. You know, it's like
Nah,
it's
yeah,
come on.
it's like
You're
they,
just straight throwing straws
they wanted to
or
make fun of
throwing
Trump.
darts.
They made fun of Trump.
Yeah.
I thought, like I said, I thought some of the episode was good, and I thought some of the jokes landed. I think some of the jokes didn't. But that's a South Park episode. You know, you're not. So what? Who cares? So I think Trump will get over it. Obviously, he had a historic
Have some
win.
humor. Who cares if they
We'll
go
be
after
all
your
right.
guy? Have
Trump
some humor. It's not the end of the world.
Trump will be okay. I guarantee
Yeah.
it. But
It's satire. It's supposed to be meant for comedy purposes. Calm down.
But yeah, let us know.
Doesn't matter who they go after.
Let us know down below. What do you think about the new South Park episode? Have you seen it? Have you not? Do you think they went too far? Do you think it was inappropriate? Do you think it was just right?
What was your favorite South Park segment?
And
in the past?
I feel super in the middle about this because I feel like as somebody who did vote for Trump, I support MAGA, and I'm just like I'm just not that offended by it. It's just like
I feel like you have the right view on it though, because specifically, like, yeah, cool. You know, I can support Trump, but I can also see Trump for his faults. Like that's how you really should be, unbiased.
I think a lot of the jokes were low hanging, and those are the jokes I was like, I don't know if they landed, but I think obviously. They went really hard into the suing aspect, which I think that's great. I mean, that's a very good point. Trump does sue everybody, you know. And they mentioned the Epstein list. They didn't harp on it, but I was like, that's a good point too. It really is. It's like, you know, Trump is not above reproach. That's all. I've said this like 5 times now, so I'm gonna shut up.
We're good. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, let us know what you think down in the comments, and we will catch you in the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. See you.